Good morning. Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a community of diverse beliefs and experiences, nurturing the liberal religious spirit and united by our desire to grow in love and in service. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your life's journey, you are welcome here. Whether you gather with us every Sunday, once or twice a year, or are with us this morning for the first time, we are glad you are here. I'm John Ressler, the worship associate today, rookie. Our service is led by our minister, Reverend Sharon, Wylie. Not a rookie. Yes, equally appreciated. Playing our lovely music this morning is our musician this morning is Tim McKnight. Yes, leading us in song is the golden-throated Debbie Street Idell. And listening to me and hearing the words of music is the responsibility of Jake Diock, so please thank him when things are done today. The faces of Chalice this morning were Kathy Spada, Ralph Peters, and special guest greeter Alec Bergamini. Thank you to them. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. Welcome to those of you here in the chapel. I see it's quite full. Welcome to those of you watching live using Zoom. Happy Hanukkah. Happy winter solstice. We welcome children in our community and here in our worship. Please talk to our Director of Family Ministries, Kathleen Swift, to learn more about our programs for children. Childcare for our youngest children is always available. Today is our monthly all-church worship service, when we worship together in ritual and story, moving our bodies and celebrating the joys of our diverse community. This morning we gather in celebration of December holidays and holy days. We have a very full chapel this morning, and somebody always walks in after the start of the service. So if there is an open chair, please make sure they can see it when they walk in. It's always nice to be welcoming in the chapel. We are always happy to welcome newcomers. If you're new, you can learn more about our groups and activities through our weekly email update and our monthly newsletter. As a reminder, please feel free to wear a mask if you so desire, or step outside if you need for your comfort. You can hear everything on the patio. Online guests, you'll receive an invitation to join the list after the service. In-person guests, if you're here, please make sure and leave your email with the greeters after the service so that you can understand what's happening at Chalice. Now, let's take a breath together. By lighting our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. The flaming chalice was first used during World War II by the Unitarian Service Committee as a symbol of life-saving refuge for people fleeing persecution in Europe. In honor of our multi-generational community, we invite everyone here with a birthday this month to come forward, as you are willing and able, of course, so that we may sing a happy birthday song to you. We have at least a couple dozen congregants. If you're here, please come on up.
Thank you. invite you to join me in the hand motions of our embodied affirmation. We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. Our first story this morning is in honor of winter solstice. I'd like to invite the children and anyone else who'd like to get closer to come on up. Our story is called Moonsong, written and illustrated by Michaela Goad of Tlingit descent. The Tlingit are indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest coast of North America, primarily on land that is now called Alaska, where the winter nights are long and dark and full of wonder. On an island at the edge of a shimmering sea, my family and I follow the light. Bathed in a rosy dawn, we scout for deer scattered along the shore. Lit by a radiant sunset, we fish for winter king salmon in the cold, inky deep. Beneath a twinkling sky, we dig for clams, our lamps dotting the beach like constellations. And when the day is done and snow blankets the land, we gather by the hearth in the warm glow of home. Night is here and wraps us close, so we huddle and bundle and tuck into bed. But my cousin doesn't trust the dark. "Will you tell me a story?" he whispers. I smile and nod, take a breath, and begin. Imagine a night just like this one, shivery cold and shadow cloaked. From out of the dark, moon sings a bright song. Come, follow the light. Slip under spruce, slink past cedar, delve deep into a velvety hush. Burrow like bear, tiptoe like deer, explore every hill and hollow. Between tangled trees, a light beckons. What could it be? Waterfall rumbles, mist sparkles, branches wink and blink and reach for the sky. Icicles glisten, breath tingles, lichen swirls and sways and shimmers with stardust. In the dark the forest sings. Come, crunch through frost, weave among moonbeams, bound bravely into brambles and brush. Slide like otter, leap like wolf, breathe in the sharp, salty sea. Beyond the beach, a light beckons. What could it be? Bubbles fizz, sea spray glitters, fish spin and spark like shooting stars. Waves drench, wind rushes, seals flash and dash in bursts of blue. In the dark the ocean sings. Come, dash along surf, scurry through sand, race wild behind the turning tide. Scuttle like crab, huff like sea lion, tumble breathless into snow. Far, far above, a light beckons. What could it be? Everything quiets, everything calms, as whirling, twirling colors flicker and flare into a dazzling dream. Spirits dance, cosmos collide, sky blends into sea, and sea blends into shore.
until at last the world bursts into song. Come, descend from the stars, return with the tide, give thanks for the dark and the light. Through the pines a familiar light beckons. What could it be? Forest glistens, ocean gleams, as eyelids flutter and fall like spiraling snow. On an island at the edge of a shimmering sea, my cousin and I welcome the dark. In the sparkling, shining, splendid night, we drift and dream of moon song.
'Tis the season. 'Tis the season of Hanukkah, the miracle of the oil. 'Tis the season of winter solstice, the celebration of darkness and the returning light. 'Tis the season of Christmas, Jesus-centered, the story of the Nativity. 'Tis the season of Christmas, Santa-centered, the joy and wonder of giving gifts. 'Tis the season to set aside worries, if we can, and to laugh together, rejoice together, to cherish the warmth of community. May this hour together lighten our hearts and bless us with joy and merriment. Today we light our menorah in continued observance of the seventh day of Hanukkah. Hanukkah began at sundown last Sunday, and it is customary for the menorah to be lit in people's homes within an hour of sunset. As ours is a public display of the menorah, keeping it lit during daytime hours is also appropriate. You may know the Hanukkah story. In the 2nd century BCE, Greek rulers forbade Jewish practice and desecrated the most sacred place in the world for Jews, the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. A small ragtag group of Jews, the Maccabees, resisted. They refused to assimilate, refused to adjust to a new normal. They defied those in power and, against all odds, retook the temple and cleaned it out. As they prepared to rekindle the eternal flame, they found only 1 day's worth of holy oil. The oil has to be prepared a special way. Miraculously, that one vial of oil burned for 8 days until more could be prepared. On this 7th day of Hanukkah, we remember that the Maccabees did not yet know they would be blessed with a miracle, but they lit the candle anyway. They began their work of restoring the temple anyway. They held on to the strength of their faith anyway. May this light help us do the same. Our congregant Debbie Ressler will say the prayers and light the menorah, and once she's offered the prayers, I'll share the translation. Hold on, wait. We can't hear you. Is it on and you want to pull that down? I want us all to hear us. Yeah, okay.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Great. Okay. So this candle, the one that's in the middle and higher than the others, is called the shamash, and that's the leader candle, and you light the others from it. So traditionally, you light the shamash, say the blessings, and light the other candles. Baruch atah Adoshem, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah.
Blessed are you, source of all, who brings moments of holiness to our lives through the ritual of lighting the Hanukkah lights.
Baruch atah Adoshem, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu bazman hazeh.
Blessed are you, source of all, who brings our attention to miracles from ages past to this very moment.
And this is how the menorah would be set up last night on the 7th night of Hanukkah. And tonight, all of the candles would be filled in.
Thank you, Debbie. Drawing on the Christian observance of Advent, we prepare for the winter holidays by lighting candles over the 4 weeks before Christmas. This practice has its roots in pre-Christian Northern Europe, where people set as many as 24 candles upon a wheel or wreath of evergreens. Day by day, they light a new flame to mark time through winter's deep darkness and to welcome the coming light and the warmth of the sun. Now, when we light our candles, we remember the gathering darkness and the gifts offered by the rich stories and symbols of this season. We light the final candle of Advent for love. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Now you're invited to rise in body or spirit to join in singing our Advent hymn, Come With Me.
When it's dark, light a candle for kindness. When it's dark, light a candle with love. When it's dark, light a candle for me and for you. Light a candle, as light will see us through. Come with me, let's shine a light, for in our hands lies hope tonight. Come with me, the path is clear, a land of hope is very near. We have spent many days, many hours, clearing those who would tear us apart. Light a candle and counter the hate and the fear, and with courage we'll face the day anew. Come with me, let's shine a light, for in our hands lies hope tonight. Come with me, the path is clear, a land of peace is very near. With me, let's shine a light, for in our hands lies hope tonight. Come with me, the path is clear, a land of love is very near.
Whenever we gather together, there will be those among us who are joyful with happy news, as well as those who are grieving or in distress. Our challenge at any gathering is how to honor both joy and sorrow together. At this time, we invite anyone here in the chapel with a joy or sorrow to come forward and light a candle at our altar. Parents, please assist children if they would like to light a candle. Our congregants online are welcome to share joys and sorrows with each other in the chat box, and also to light your own candle of joy or sorrow at home. Reverend Sharon will lead us in singing.
We're going to light our first candle of joy for our congregant who has been known to us as Curtis and is changing her name to Aaliyah. Yay. And we join in rejoicing for her self-discovery. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a fountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. Last time, peace. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Today, we will continue to learn songs from our new virtual hymnal. If you would like to see the actual music, please raise your hand, or you can pop up and grab one of those red binders in the back of the room, and then you can see the music. All the words will be projected on the screen in front of you. Now, each slide, there are 3 slides, each slide has 3 different couplets on it, and that comprises a verse. And so Tim's going to play it through one time for us, and I don't think the melody will be too hard, and like I said, the lyrics will be projected, and I think you will agree that this is going to be a particularly perfect song for our service today. My heart is open, open wide to the soul of the earth. My heart is open, open wide to the soul of the earth. My heart is open, open wide to the soul.
Okay. Now we're going to get ready for the story. So I need help from the children. We have some baskets on the tables filled with their little pom-poms. Come up front. You'll find them. I don't know that, well, you can all help. You don't need to use the basket. So see over there by the table how there's red, green? Yeah, you got them. Okay, so if you don't have a basket, just take some. So everyone in the room needs 2 or 3 of these little pom-poms. So you don't have to have a basket. And there's a lot of work for the people on the aisle, right? You're in charge of your row, people on the aisle. So everyone's going to end up with, we have plenty of pom-poms, so 2 or 3 per person. So grab a blob and then pass them out in your row. We'll let that get started for a second. I'm going to need a pom-pom cleanup crew for after the service. There we go. Folks at home, you can just find a couple things to be sort of symbolic objects we're going to think about later in the service. Okay, so then we're also going to hand out some noisemakers. Can I have noisemaker hander-outers? You know who you are. Definitely, let's make sure the children have noisemakers first. And is someone going to hand out the kazoos? I think, yeah. Good. Yeah, okay, so I know I've invited some chaos. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. Thank you. So we want to make sure our youngest congregants have the noisemakers they want. And I don't know that we have enough for everybody, but you have your own noisemakers in your voice and your hands and your feet. So we do have leftover kazoos from Winter Party, but let's make sure that our youngest congregants have what they want. Is that, I feel like that's in front of the illustration. You want to be like, yeah, a little offset. That'll be good. Yeah, so folks at home, if you have noisemakers, but again, remember you have your fingers and hands and everything. Okay, and then the children are invited to come forward and sit on the floor for our second story. So you can make yourself comfortable. Yep, go ahead and sit down. I'm gonna need to find a spot to sit where I'm not in the way. Yeah, we'll have a kazoo training in a moment. Yeah. I love it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. Now, if the noisemakers get out of control, that means we'll never hand out noisemakers again. So we don't want that. Yeah. You will be told when it's time to make noise. So if you aren't used to a kazoo, how you use a kazoo is you hum into it. If you blow into it, nothing happens. So if you want to take a moment to hum and put that to your lips to practice your kazoo, you can do that. Yeah. Now everybody's afraid. Okay. So you're going to listen to the story, and when we're going to make noise, so you have to listen very closely, because we're going to make noise when you hear the word whoville, not whose. So let's practice. the Who's down in Whoville. Right. So you got to pay attention to not start under Who's, because it's not Who's. And then there's another moment where it just says, we're going to make some noise, and we'll make some noise. So we're going to get into position to start the story.
I want to use my flute for the song too.
Not for the song. Okay. So, our story, as you know, is called How the Grinch. We have to be quiet when it's not time for the noisemakers. Trust me, there's time for the noisemakers. Our second story is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. Every Who down in Whoville
liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason.
Why?
It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow he knew.
All the Who girls and boys will wake bright and early, they'll rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise, 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 noise. There is one thing he hated. It's the noise, 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 noise!
Then the Who's, young and old, will sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beets, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and those Who's would start singing.
They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmasing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
And then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
the Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Giddy up!"
Giddy up!
And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town.
All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care when he came to the first little house on the square.
This is stop number 1.
The old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist.
Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums, and he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimbley.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beets. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove when he heard a small sound, like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick.
My sweet little tot.
The fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and then I'll bring it back here.
And his fib fooled the child, that he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who was in bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney, himself the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse.
Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses.
It was 15:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings.
3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it.
Pooh-pooh to the Who's.
He was Grinchishly humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville. They'll all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise
Grinned the Grinch.
that I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to one ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow.
We're going to rise and join in singing.
My heart is open, open wide to the song of you. My heart is open wide to the song of you. My heart is open wide to the song of you. My heart is open wide to the song of you. My heart is open wide to the song of my soul. My heart is open wide to the song of my soul. My heart is open wide to the pain of the earth. My heart is open wide to the pain of the earth. My heart is open wide to the pain of you. My heart is open wide to the pain of you. My heart is open wide to the pain of my soul. My heart is open wide to the pain of my soul. My heart is open wide to the love of you. My heart is open wide to the love of you. My heart is open wide to the love of you. My heart is open wide to the love of you. My heart is open wide to the love of my soul. My heart is open wide to the love of my soul. Please be seated.
But this sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very.
He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch cocked his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise.
Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas
He thought.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
All right. We're going to pause for a moment and consider the Grinch's heart. And think about the little balls of fluff we handed out earlier. I want you to put those in your hands and hold them while we think about what are the things that people say or do to us or for us, or that we say or do to other people that helps our hearts feel full. Have you had that feeling? Yeah. So what are some of the things? You all know. Come on. Listening, someone listening to you, listening to what you have to say. Being kind. Being generous. And when someone's generous with us, our hearts fill up, but also when we're generous to other people, that fills up our heart too. It feels good for both people. What other kinds of things? Being respectful. What are some of the things that you do that fill up your heart? Joke around. Having fun at church fills up your heart.
Yes. Having fun at church does fill up my heart, but singing does too.
Singing fills up our hearts. We just sang a lovely song together.
Everything.
Everything fills up your heart. What other kinds of things? Tickly bear. Adults, what are some of the things that fill up your heart? So you need to be quiet so I can hear the adults. They don't have microphones. Sharing fills up your heart and fills up other people's hearts.
Being with your friends.
Being with friends fills up our hearts. Being with family fills up our hearts.
Calling my mom.
Calling your mom. Sharing.
No, I told you to
Caring.
call my mom.
Caring for other
I
people.
told you to call my mom.
But her hand's not raised. Calling on someone when they haven't raised their hand isn't good. All right. Yes. Having time with your grandsons. Smiles, smiling. Even to strangers, a smile can help lift our mood, huh?
I smile weird.
Finishing a quilt and giving it away. Yeah. What is it? Family fills up our hearts. Yeah. Okay, so now the most complicated part. You have your pom-poms, that these are the things. I need you to pay attention because I'm going to need your help. People have their pom-poms, but now we need to collect them, and we're going to stuff them into the Grinch's heart here. So can you help collect the pom-poms from everybody?
Detach the heart.
Whoa. Go pick one up from someone. There we go. Okay, oh, good job. Yes, again, people on the aisle, help lead your row. Okay. Yeah.
Such a Grinchy man.
Yeah.
Wait, how come he can't sit up?
You can. You've been sitting up here.
I want to sit up here during the show. I want to sit up here during the show.
Like you have been? Yeah.
Guys, you can sit during the show.
Be careful.
Wait. His heart is too big. He's too big.
No, they're not fit, but let's be cautious.
His heart. Because he's such a Grinchy man and he's green. Like a bee.
Whoa.
I don't think all of them will fit.
They might. We'll see how far we get. Oh. You're gonna play. Yeah, Oh, you're gonna hug the heart.
Wow, that's a big heart.
I know.
Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas means just a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Maybe 4 or 5.
And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he
himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beets. Yay! So you go sit back down. Or you can sit if you want, or you can go sit back down. Okay? But if you stay up here, you need to sit down. Yeah. Okay.
With that in mind, the Sunday offering is an expression of generosity that makes our congregational life possible. Buddha said that no true spiritual life is possible without a generous heart. Generosity allies itself with an inner feeling of abundance, the feeling that we have enough to share. We encourage you to text your donation to Chalice. If you haven't texted before, once you text the amount, you'll get a reply with a link to enter your credit card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be a part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations will be on screen in a moment. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the double doors. You can leave these donations after the service. Please give generously. Please join in dedicating our offering with words of affirmation. We give to the work of Chalice Congregation. Our work weaves the fabric of the love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this, our offering.
"'Tis the season, a season we now carry with us as we go. May the light of Hanukkah remind us that even small flames can endure. May the wisdom of the winter solstice teach us to honor the darkness and trust the returning light. May the promise of Christmas, Jesus-centered, send us forth with love born among us, for us, and through us. May the joy of Christmas, Santa-centered, encourage generosity, wonder, and delight in giving. 'Tis the season to laugh freely, to share kindness, to build warmth where the world feels cold, and to cherish the gift of multi-generational community. As we leave this place, may our hearts be light and our spirits joyful. May we be a blessing to everyone we meet. The season continues with us."
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la
Well done, junior songsters. Our closing words come from UU Minister John C. Morgan. In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Love and blessings to each of you. Blessed be. You are invited to close our time together by singing the well.
We drink from the well together, cold water that quenches my thirst, a thirst for justice, thirst for joy, thirst for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. We drink from the well together. Hand in hand we are standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, stand for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the world outside, spirits renewed from within. Look for the dream in each other's eyes, the spark where a new world begins. Yes, we drink from the well together. Heart to heart, we are dancing as one, dancing for justice, dancing for joy, dance for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
Your holiday wish has been answered. There are 2 announcements today, so please have a seat. Joel, you're up first.
All right, the celebration today continues. We will be hosting the Solstice Advent Spiral Walk. That starts at 4:30. Sharon will be opening that at sundown with a blessing, and then we'll close at 6. Some Chalice musicians will join us, so Jeff and Ethan Brown, I believe, are coming, and maybe some others, to accompany the whole thing. It's going to be lovely. We are also going to start building that right out here on the patio. We build a large, large spiral. If you don't know what that looks like, it's sort of like a labyrinth made out of pine boughs that I've collected. So that building is going to happen after we've all kind of wandered off from our coffee and snacks at around noon. So I'll meet you there if you want to help build, and I'll see you tonight. Do feel free to bring extra drinks and snacks, potentially, cookies or whatnot. It is sort of still a holiday, isn't it? All right, enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, some of you may know that our congregant Ed Hall has taken a spill and broken his leg up near the hip. And so I brought a card for all of us to sign today. It's circulating somewhere, somebody who has the card. Okay, there it is. If you can take it out, and we'll put it on the table out front, and then anybody who wants to sign it can sign it, and I'll get it to Ed this week. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. Our social hour is starting now. If you're here in person, please either enjoy the patio or consider bringing your refreshments into the green room and have a visit with our online congregants. Reverend Sharon and I look forward to greeting you at the chapel door to hear how you like the service today.